another one.
I always wonder how to answer this question. What portion of your daily schedule is dedicated to manual testing compared to automation testing? Specifically for projects where a mix of test cases is conducted through automation scripts and others manually. Well, let's start the clock on this one. Make sure it starts. All right, it's working. Okay. So that is a tough question. I personally don't have a ratio. I mean, I guess on paper it's about 50-40 or 50-50 to 60% automation, 40% manual. But it's really what the team needs, right? And the way that I try to work it when it comes to writing automation tests is I try to get started on them early. And we have a really good, like, we use BDD and Behave using Python. So it's really easy to add additional automation tests. So we'll write the test steps and the scenarios and stuff, but most of the tests are reusable. And then if we need to add a new code, we just go into the Python steps file and we'll add in the whatever code that we need. So it doesn't take that long to add additional automated tests, and it doesn't take that long to do manual testing for, especially for the domain that I'm in. But what happens is I try to get started early, so by the time the development is done, as I'm proceeding with the testing, I can just fill in the blanks for the automation, and then I can also and then like while I'm running the manual, I can also start running the automated test. We also have a very nice regression suite, so running all those regression suites as well to make sure that nothing has broken and stuff like that. That is part of our testing. So it's it's hard to answer that question about a percentage because it's based on the need. If you're getting a backlog of automation tests, then that's because that you're not including the automation tests as part of your stories, and you're probably separating them. Which I know, like I used to do in the past. I know a lot of people do it, but it will always lead you to a backlog, and so that's why we try to prioritize automation tests to be part of the stories and part of the development. Um, you know, so I would say some days I might not do any automation. Some days I might do full automation. Um, I don't think I'm ever really manual testing a full day because our stories are pretty small, and our so we're able to, let's say we spend a few hours doing manual testing, and it just varies. It just varies on the day, on the level, on the where the developers are at and the work that they're doing, where I'm at in the automation that I'm doing. Just make it come together. It's every company is going to be different how they manage it. Every QA engineer is going to be different how they manage it. You just need to find that right balance. But if you are falling behind in automation, then you need to analyze why. Why are you falling behind? Is it because there's too many stories that are in the sprint? Is it because you're not getting any help? Is it because the developers are not, like, let's say you're doing web testing, right? Is it because the developers aren't providing easy to identify selectors? Those are all the things that I would ask, and like you need to analyze. Like one of the things that I think that we fail to do as QA engineers and as software engineers is to analyze where we're at, why we're there. And once we can answer those questions, then we can properly adjust. A lot of times we just like to adjust, but we don't actually think through why we are in the situation that we're in. And I think that we need to slow down and we need to look at that to see, okay, what can I do? What can I do to make the situation better? And then you attack that way instead of just trying to throw spaghetti at the wall and hoping that something sticks. All right. So that's how I see it. You know, that's it's like I said, it's gonna be every Q engineer, every company is going to manage that differently and how they approach it. Okay. All right, let's wrap that one up.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.